What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today, guys, we got a pretty exciting topic today, as we're going to be discussing Duel Links and a very interesting data mine leak that was revealed literally yesterday, and it's in regards to Rush Duels coming to Duel Links. No, this is not a clickbait title whatsoever. It seems off of this that Rush Duels might be coming to Duel Links, and I just have to throw my hat into the discussion because I know everybody has been talking about it and been making speculations on this and what this data leak actually will mean. So I want to kind of give my own opinion on this as well and just kind of discuss the different possibilities of what this could actually mean. So here is all the information that we have in regards to the leaks for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and I got all this information from Duel Links Meta. So we have 4 bullet points from this new February update. We have a new duel mode, which is for Dual Rule Rush, which is where everyone has been pointing the fingers that this indicates Rush Duels. We have a new character ID for Quentin, which doesn't involve anything with Seven's characters, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless, because this means that more than likely at some point we're going to be seeing Quentin coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which is actually really cool. It makes sense, you know, Trey and Quattro are already in Duel Links, so that does make sense, but again, not really important for this discussion. New monster type, which it says OCG monsters. My assumption on that is that it basically means for like every new type that's exclusive to Rush Duels, so like Celestial Warrior, Omega Sidekick, High Dragon, Magical Knight, Cyborg, and Galaxy. That might just be a broad term for every single one of those new types that was introduced in the Rush Duels. I don't know, that makes the most sense to me. And in new skills, 19 new skill IDs, which obviously some of them are going to be for Quentin because he's going to be coming to Duel Links at some point, but this could also mean that these could be some potential like Seven's characters IDs. Again, they're not confirmed what the actual IDs are, we just know that there's going to be 19 new of them. So this could literally be for Seven's characters, this could literally be for Duel Monsters, GX, 5D's characters, we really don't know. And basically that's all we really know in regards to the leaks, but also keep in mind that this is data mine information, is speculation, and remains unconfirmed until officially announced by Konami, which they even put in the post as well. So do keep that in mind when going into this discussion and going into speculation territory. So with all the information that we have, so far, does this mean that Rush Duels is going to be coming to Duel Links, which in turn would mean that Seven's World would be the next world coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links? In my opinion, I think it's just way too early to tell. We're still in February right now, and we're not expecting a new world or a potential of a new world until September. So we still have months before we really can have any discussion on whether or not, you know, a new world is going to be coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, especially since, too, we didn't get, like, any character leaks regarding, like, Seven's characters. In fact, the only reason we're speculating that this would be Seven's characters coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and that Rush Duels would be coming to Duel Links as well, in turn, is because of the Dual Role Rush. And that's really it. The skills don't really say anything. The only new character is Quentin, and then, you know, I guess like the card type is another hint of that as well, because what the hell does that actually mean if that's not regarding Rush Duels? What, are they going to add like an exclusive type to Duel Links? Like, I don't know. It's very weird, but I do think it's a little early to tell, because maybe they're just like testing a Rush Duel system in kind of like a Duel Links format for maybe if they want to make a Rush Duel mobile game. I think that's very possible. In fact, and someone can quote me if I'm wrong on this, I think Master Duel had a very similar thing happen where Rush Duels was kind of data leaked as well for Master Duel as well, which obviously Rush Duels isn't coming to Master Duel. That just makes no sense. Duel Links, I think, makes a lot more sense than Master Duel, but it had a very similar situation to that as well. So I think that's a possibility that might be going on right now, and it makes sense why it's so early on, and it kind of breaks the formula that we've been kind of expecting with these data leaks for new worlds, because typically they're around like June or July is when we should be expecting, you know, news on like a leaked version of the new world. But I don't know, it's a very interesting topic, but this also could mean that Rush Duels could actually be coming to Duel Links, which is very weird to say the least, because obviously you're just opening a whole can of worms by doing this, and obviously, you know, the biggest question from that is how in the hell would it actually work in Duel Links, which, to be fair, there's two ways that I can see them doing this. The first way that I can see them doing this is basically making a new mode for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, to where maybe like after you unlock 7's World, you get access to this new mode to where as long as you're in 7's World, you're able to access this Rush Duel mode to where you're able to play the Rush Duel game as long as you're in 7's World, and maybe like they have their own special events catered towards Rush Duels, which does make sense when you really do think about it and try to incorporate it into Duel Links. But at that point, why don't you just go the full distance and just make a Rush Duel mobile game? Like, hell, in the context of like a marketing perspective, I think it makes a lot more sense to do that than trying to just shoehorn it into Duel Links, if we're going to be completely honest. The only way that I see Duel Links working alongside Rush Duels is them doing something very similar to what they've been doing with Turbo Duels and Action Duels, in which basically Rush Duels would be like a special event that would happen every once in a while, and basically you would be playing a Duel Links version of Rush Duels, where maybe you have like the deck size of Duel Links, so you have like a 20 card main deck, and then at this point, if obviously 7's World gets introduced into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, then they will more than likely add another extra deck slot, so it'd be 9 cards in the extra deck instead of 8. I don't know, that just depends on whether or not they're going to do that, if they add a new world into it. To me, it makes the most sense. They've been doing it for a while now, so we're just going to assume that it would be a 20 card main deck and a 9 card extra deck, and then basically there would be a skill that would be automatically activated that allowed you to play, you know, the Rush Duel format, or like a modified version of the Rush Duel format that fits in the context of Duel Links and speed duels. That to me makes the most sense, and I feel like if they're going to implement some sort of Rush Duels into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, that is the way that I think they're going to do it. As for the cards themselves, I do think they're just going to probably, if they do introduce like a 7's and later on a Go Rush World into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, they'll probably just import the cards into the speed duel format and just change the text of it to make it make logical sense in the context of Duel Links. So, for example, like 7's Road Magician would now read, once per turn, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, activate this effect. This card gains 300 attack and defense for each monster in your graveyard with a different attributes, and then probably would have to add an extra text like, this card cannot activate this effect if you have no monsters in your graveyard, so that means that you can't like mill every turn. Obviously, I think the wording is messed up. I do think you have to change it up a little bit, but again, I'm just giving an example of some way that they would be able to do this. I mean, hell, let's be completely honest, maybe they should just try and buff the cards a little bit for like the Duel Links format, because let's be honest, most Rush Duel cards in this context would kind of be garbage, I'm not gonna lie. So hey, give it a nice little boost. Like, don't add that restriction to it, just let the effect be like that and just see what happens. Like, yes, if you want to keep it pure, you would just make it into a writing to where it would work exactly or close enough to exactly how it would work in Rush Duels, and then basically the way that you make these cards actually playable is through the character skills, which when you think about it actually makes the most sense. So that's really the only way that I can see Rush Duels coming into Duel Links, is by doing some system like that. Though, in my personal opinion, what I think they should try and do is not really try to shoehorn in like the Rush Duel characters and Rush Duels into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and just make a Rush Duel mobile game that is just fully focused on Rush Duels. And hell, if you really want to go the full distance and add some element of Rush Duels into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, maybe you do like a special like cross promotion to like kind of promote the Rush Duel mobile game, to where you'll have a special event for a limited time to where it kind of is like, again, that Duel Links version of Rush Duels and basically make it like, a celebration of a new mobile game coming out to the market. I know that doesn't make sense because they didn't really do that for Cross Duel, but that's maybe something that they can really do. But in my personal opinion, I do think it's a little bit early to tell whether or not this is actually going to be, implemented into Duel Links. So I just think we're going to have to wait a couple more months and see what other leaks that we have in regards to this, and then we can kind of get back into this discussion and whether or not, Rush Duels and Seven's World would be coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. But that's my take on this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this data leak down below, and let me know, does this, in your guys' mind, confirm that Rush Duels and Seven's World is going to be coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links? Do you think it's too early to tell, or do you think this is going to have no association with it whatsoever, and this is like a testing ground for like a potential Rush Duel mobile game? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this down below. But with that being said, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.